There must be some mistake. I mean, I can't imagine why the bank's returned that check. Look, I'll phone the manager straight away. Time to establish a gallery. And money. I mean, after all, one's financial assets are hanging on the walls. Well, you're at liberty to come and see ours at any time. Now look. Why don't you submit that check again? I'll speak to the manager. Huh? Oh, fine. Good morning, Mr.
Tiger in Bristol Street. I know kids who could draw better.
Oh, he had a lot to learn, Miss Turton, a hell of a lot.
You're telling me.
He couldn't handle perspective, for one thing, and his cars are schematic, but there's something there. Something genuine. Of course, as with all Sunday painters, one gets the feeling that it's the sixth day of creation. The day of the naming of names.
I remember Mother telling me you used to copy cars from old cigarette cards. And animals from My Jungle Book of Beasts.
Typical.
If that makes it the sixth day of creation, I think my girls in 3A could do it a damn sight better.
I've no doubt, Miss Turton, but the simple fact is that someone in Solihull is prepared to pay £250 for this.
They must be mad.
They've also bought... come into the office, Miss Turton. They've also bought a Birmingham Town Hall with elephants.
Good grief.
Do sit down, Miss Turton. And only 2 weeks ago, someone else bought a new street station with rhinoceros. So you see there's beginning to be quite a little market in your father's work.
Well, I wish it had developed sooner. Mother could have done with the money. Do you know it would have been the first cash she'd have made out of him in 20-odd years of marriage?
Well, I'm sure she'd be pleased with the fact that you're benefiting now, Miss Turton. Of course, if there were any other pictures...
No, there aren't.
There's nothing left?
Well, not that I know of.
Pity.
Might be something up in the attic, I suppose.
Attic?
Yes, I always meant to clear it out after Mother died, and I never got round to it.
You never know. She may have kept some mementos of it.
Well, why should she? He walked out on her. I don't remember her being exactly heartbroken when she got news of his death.
Birmingham Town Hall. With elephants. How old would he have been now, had he lived?
Oh, he'd be about 70, I suppose.
70?
Guide, sir. Personal conducted tours. Guide, madam. See the sights, madam. Sir. An intimate tour of the night spots. I know a house just up there where there's a girl who... Ooh. Good. You. bone structure such as yours, my love, deserves the talents of one of the great Renaissance masters. Only Raffaello Botticelli could do justice to your wife, sir.
I'll have you know, sir, Mrs. Van Gelver is a Presbyterian.
Rembrandt, one of the Protestant Dutch masters. Oh.
Perhaps you'll permit me, sir, to offer you another glass?
Well, it's very kind of you, sir. Eric, a large whiskey, please. Now, madam, my dear, would you lift up your chins? Chin. There.
Oh, very nice, Nestor. That's one of your best.
Yes, I think it's one of the best things I've ever done. You know, if it wasn't for the fact that I was behind with the rent, I wouldn't sell this at all, sir. No, I'd include it in my retrospective exhibition.
Any sign of any paintings?
No. She was 62 when she died.
They could be rolled up, perhaps.
62 years of living.
In an old
Nothing has to
newspaper?
show for it. He did this to her, my late unlamented
On the
father.
road, just canvases.
Ah, look. There's Rupert.
Rupert? In a bundle, like a carpet.
Like that?
Like what?
This.
Could be.
It's got a Greek stamp on it.
Greek stamp. They are. Yes, these are Turtons, all right. 1, 2, 3. They must be the ones he did in Crete.
Are they worth anything?
There's 15 of them. They're charming. Enchanting. Greek Orthodox priest playing football with a leopard. Greek Orthodox priests in Austin Sevens chasing ostriches through the Parthenon. Greek Orthodox... I wonder why I painted so many priests. Couldn't draw clothes. Oh, look, here's a list. Greek Orthodox priests on bicycles pursued by giraffes.
Hey, listen to this. Listen. Dear Maud, here are some of the paintings I did in Rethymnon. I'll send the rest on as soon as you can afford the postage. Meanwhile, hope you won't mind paying the excess now. Your loving husband. P.S. How's fat little Monica? Fat little Monica. I was too. Like a pig.
How many other pictures did he say he'd got?
20. No, 25.
Did he send them home? Or are they still in Crete?
I suppose they could be.
Now, when exactly did your father die?
Let me see. He left home in 1948.
48.
And then Mother got a letter from Crete in 55 saying he'd died.
7 years. Now, he's painting all those years. 48, 55.
So, yes, why?
Well, he mentions in that letter 25 more paintings. Now, Primitive paints pretty slowly, but, well, say he did only a picture a month. In 7 years, that could add up to 84 more paintings.
Yes, and at 250 a time.
Or perhaps even better than that, Miss Durton.
Well?
Well, I sent one of the larger ones. You know, the Madonna and Child riding a bicycle in Cannon Hill Park. You know, the one with the water buffalo.
Oh, yes.
Well, I sent that to a London gallery.
Oh, what did they say?
They sold it yesterday for £350.
350?
Yes, 350 times 8.
Well, that means...
Shh. Carry 2, no, 350. That means, Miss Turton, there could be £30,000 worth of your father's paintings are still in Crete.
Yes, but what are we supposed to do? Go up to them and say, pardon me, you're holding 30,000 quid's worth of Nestor Turtons, hand them over.
And let every British tax dodger in Crete know that your father's pictures may be worth money. No, we say absolutely nothing. We go out there immediately, of course. You're his sole heiress. You claim the estate.
Yes, but...
And any pictures that he may have sold or given away, we trace and buy. Absolute top price. A £5 a picture. Devoted daughter claims relics of late lost lamented fathers. We could then be holding his complete output. And sold carefully, a Turton could add up to £1,000 a picture. We could be worth... you would be worth a fortune. Monica.
You rang, madam?
You must have antennae.
Well, Nestor get here a cork pulled in a thunderstorm.
What's your gift? Thanks. Everyone has some talent. Mine is the capacity for the enjoyment of alcohol.
What about your sketching?
Oh, well, I didn't do so badly tonight.
How many did you sell?
6.
Oh, well, we can expect you to pay your bar bill then.
Oh, well, it was only 2, really. There. On account?
You're too kind.
Have another?
Oh, need you ask. You haven't anything stronger, have you, Rocky?
You drink Retsina and like it.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Calamicta!
Good
Night, morning.
Not drinking?
Oh, was this meant for me?
What?
The wine, you poured it for me?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was a mistake.
Mistake?
I wasn't thinking.
Weren't you?
I think I'll go up. Good night, Nesta.
Good night, Annie, love.
One for the road.
Do you mean it?
There's no point in wasting good wine. What the hell were you playing at?
I told you it was a mistake.
Oh, for God's sake, you knew exactly what you were doing.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just didn't think.
Was it some kind of test?
I don't know what you mean.
And for your next lie?
All right, then, yes, a test. I have to know.
Oh, you have to know.
I have to be sure.
His name is Eric Shepard. Fought in Korea. Captured and badly treated. Since then, he's gone to pieces. He's weak, unreliable, and totally irresponsible. He's an alcoholic. He desperately needs someone to lean on, to hang on to. Marry him. He'll make life hell for you. Which is exactly what we want.
Don't blame me.
Oh, my God. Are you that unsure?
That afraid.
Would you really care if I started drinking again?
That's a damn silly question.
Is it?
You know it is.
Do I? Do I? How much would you care?
To see you through it?
And still be there if I came out the other end.
I was before.
Well, where have you been since? Where are you now?
Eric!
You are now Anne Chernik. You must think like Anne Chernik. You must act like Anne Chernik. You must be Anne Chernik at all times. With a difficult marriage, no one will remark on your suddenly leaving your husband, which you will do when we decide to activate you. It may be a year, 2 years, or 10.
Pare che ti fai il pantalone su. Tira fuori.
Oh, not again. Come on, Lester. Pull your socks up. There you go.
That fat old cow, Madame Lara. Elena, you know, the little one, she's not too bright. She never bothers to count the money closely, but Madame's like a bloody bank clerk.
I don't know, Nestor. Fancy thinking you can get away with a handful of Monopoly money.
Old Egyptian piastres.
And a few Prix de Gaulle French francs.
Well, there's some Greek there.
Not enough for a telephone call.
Well.
Oh, dear. How old are you, Nestor?
Oh, about 70, I think. Why?
At your age, you should be past going to knocking shops.
How do you think an old wreck like me would ever get a bit if I didn't buy it? Well, you young fellows always imagine because a fellow's hair's gone white and he lost a few teeth, he doesn't fancy it anymore. Well, let me tell you, you do. You may not be able to make it as he often used to, but you still want to. More, I sometimes think.
Have a drink.
Thanks.
It's very good.
But it's no substitute, Eric, believe me. No substitute.
Crete's divided into 4 provinces: Garnia, Rethymnon, Heraklion, and Lassithi. And there's a register of births and deaths in each provincial capital. So all we've got to do
Is find the death certificate and from that find his last address, right?
Right, Monica. Thank you.
Kalimera?
Kalimari. Monica?
Thank you.
Iago, Kyrios, Duncan, Payago, Kyria, Tarton. Yes. Parlez-vous français?
Oui, je parle français, but we can speak in Greek, French, or English, whichever is easiest for you.
You speak English very fluently.
Your name is Terton?
Yes.
An unusual name.
Yes, perhaps you knew my late father, Nestor Turton.
Your late father?
Yes, he died about 18 years ago.
Well, then it can't be the same one.
You know Nestor Turton?
Oh, yes. We have a Nestor Terton, alive and well, and living here in Agios Nikolaos, unfortunately.
Where could we find him?
Well, there is an establishment he goes to near here when he can afford it. But I think it'll be better if you contact him through Mr. Eric Shepherd, the owner of the Shepherd's Bar. It's just across the street. You'll find that he also speaks English very fluently. Good day.
No, τι θέλεις, έσε λεπτά. Που κρατάνε
Careful now, to break it. Watch it.
Which would you rather have, a double hernia or an unbroken mirror? Don't answer that.
Bring it over here where I can clean it. That's great.
You manage, Nico?
Sure. Mr. Shepherd.
Yeah.
What is a double hernia?
It's 2 rather worried Greek goddesses, I think.
Mr. Shepherd?
Yes?
Ah, Captain Chryzakis sent us. He told us you might be able to introduce us to a Mr. Nestor Turton.
Oh, did he?
You know him?
Yes, I know him.
He's a regular customer here.
Oh, good, good. Now, my name is Duncan, and this is Miss Monica Turton. It's possible that you may be related to her.
Oh, really? Small world.
Nestor never said anything about any relatives. How exciting.
The cow, the bloody cow, that Madame Lard with the milk of human kindness has turned to vinegar in her udders. Do you know what she did?
This is Nestor Turton.
Eh?
Nestor, this is Monica Turton.
Turton? Monica Turton?
Yes.
That's a coincidence. I had a Oh.
You couldn't be.
Well, I think I could.
Birmingham?
Varna Road?
What was your wife's name?
Maud. Was? What do you mean was?
My mother died last year.
Oh.
So you're my father.
Looks like it.
My father. I think I'm going to be sick.
Well, I don't know what to say. Yeah, I could do with the drink. I don't know what to say.
Mr. Turton, you're supposed to be dead.
Ah, well, yes, that's a long story. Well, our little Monica. Who would have thought it? You've grown?
Well, I would, wouldn't I? In 24 years.
Finding your father alive puts a very different complexion on things now, Monica. Now,
Mother sent money to bury you.
Ah.
£17.
Yes.
What happened to it?
Well, you're awfully like your mother, you know.
No, I'm not. I'm not as soft as she was.
Oh.
She got a letter asking for money to bury you. You sent it, didn't you?
Yes, well, I was very hard up at the time.
But what about the death certificate? There must have been one.
Well, not exactly. See, a friend of mine, a Greek, a civil servant, he typed me a letter on official stationery.
And you and your friend split the money?
Well, we asked your mother for £25. She didn't even bury me decently.
After what you did to her, I'm surprised she didn't send you a box of matches and a bottle of lighter fuel.
You are like Maud. What do you mean, what I did to her? I didn't do anything to her. Not very often.
Well, leaving her the way you did.
Thought she had the shop.
What, that scruffy little tobacconist on Balsall Heath?
Look, I wanted to paint. I had to paint.
To paint.
It's about those paintings that we've come to see you, Mr. Ted.
Paintings? Who are you?
Now, my name is Duncan, and here is my card.
Going off and leaving your wife and child. Who did you think you were, Gauguin?
No, he was a damn good painter.
He didn't paint the Madonna and Child riding a bicycle through Cannon Hill Park.
That was one of the best things I ever did.
You know, I could forgive you a lot of things, Father. If only you'd had any talent.
What?
Monica.
But your mother all over. Typical of the whole damn family, common bloody lot. How dare she talk to me like that? How dare she? How bloody dare she? I'm her father, aren't I? I deserve some respect. Little cow!
Oh, Nestor, leave
Well,
it.
what does she mean, no talent? Well, Nestor Turton, he did have talent. He did, didn't he?
Stop!
Oh, I've broken the bloody hand. He did have talent.
Drinks on tick, perhaps, but he's not smashing the place up and getting away with it.
Let me pay for that, Mr. Shepherd.
Why should you?
I insist. I mean, father and daughter were a little overwrought, I'm afraid.
No, but you don't know him like I do.
Now, that's precisely why I'd like a chat with you, Mr. Shepherd. Now, how much would a mirror like that cost in Crete? Hmm?
Eric?
Yeah, come on down, Nestor.
Eric, look, I'm sorry about the mirror. I'll replace it somehow.
Well, there's no need as it happens.
Oh?
That Jarvis Duncan more than paid for it.
Did he? Why, does he fancy that daughter of mine?
Well, I don't think so.
No, don't blame him.
I think he fancies your painting, sir.
Oh, does he?
All right, go on, sit down.
Thank you, Eric.
Yes, I rather got the impression that he'd sold some of them.
Well, that's something, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Sold them? I used to give them away. Maud used to go on at me, you know. She said, you mustn't waste the paint and canvas, she said.
He's particularly interested in what he calls the later period of Nestor Turton. The paintings you've done here in Crete, he says he's got a market for them.
Has he?
Oh, what's the matter? I thought you'd be delighted.
Yes, I am.
You don't look it.
Well, I sometimes look like this when I'm pleased.
Oh, come on, Nestor, what's up?
Well, I've got a problem.
What?
There's no later period of Nestor Turton.
What do you mean?
No paintings.
Why? Well, you sold them, lost them, what?
More like used them.
I'm not with it.
Well, you remember that terrible winter, 62 it must have been. You know, I was living up at that shepherd's cottage in the White Mountains. Well, the roof leaked. I used them to keep the rain out.
Oh, my God. But all of them?
Must have done, I suppose. I haven't got any left now.
Oh, silly old bastard.
Well, how was I to know? Up till now, there hasn't been much demand for Turtons. After all these years, God, why didn't I keep them?
Paint some more. Yeah. I mean, he wants Nestor Turtons, you're Nestor Turton. Paint some more, it's up to you.
Well, yes. Yeah, well, why not? I'm a real painter, aren't I?
Yep.
There's only one problem, though, Eric. No paint, no canvas.
Thousand drachma help.
Oh, yes, thanks.
No. I'll get the things. You make out a list. I don't mind financing your artistic endeavors, but I'm damned if I'll finance your whoring. Right.
You shouldn't waste your time, you know.
What?
With my daughter.
Nico! Who's that?
I've seen you pouncing around her.
A bit late for you to start acting the outraged father, isn't it?
Who's outraged? I'm just warning you out of common humanity and the kindness of my heart. Don't. Monica is so much like her mother, it hurts.
Now,
that woman had the heart of a warthog and a voice that could shatter glass at 20 paces.
Now, look.
Hey, buddy.
It's none of your business, but Monica and I are just...
Yeah?
It's none of your business.
Here.
Huh?
It's good for you.
Oh.
And Monica.
Shepherd said you were going to look out some paintings for me.
Ah, yes. Well, it'll take a few days.
Ah.
How did you first get into the art business?
Oh, my father was a dealer. Junk dealer.
Oh?
Ah. We bought pictures, did them up, sold them. Well, I bought junk, you see, everything. But one day I was at an auction, and I saw this lot of pictures. But one particular picture, well, it stood out. It seemed well-bred. Anyway, I bought that lot.
Yeah.
And I took it along to a gallery. School of Norwich, they said it was. Probably by Copman.
Who the hell's Copman?
Famous late 18th century watercolourist.
Oh, one of the Wind and Water boys.
Maybe. But I felt as if I'd discovered penicillin or something. Yeah, and I made myself 50 quid.
You ever thought of specialising?
Yes. In Turtons.
Is there that much market for them?
Oh, there could be.
How much do you think they'd fetch?
It's difficult to say. I mean, present market, up to 30 or 40 pound a picture.
30 or 40?
Yeah, properly handled.
And you're just the boy to do it, eh?
Yes, because I like your bird.
You're the first one who ever did.
Why? Don't they reckon much to your stuff out here?
Well, of course, I haven't shown much recently, you know. I did a nude once, years ago. Never any good at drawing bodies, but this one turned out pretty well. It was a whore from Heraklion. Oh, what a woman. Built like a feather bed. He felt like a flea on her. Well, she wanted a portrait painted, and of course I wanted... but we came to a deal. She used to pose all dressed up. Looked like a sofa with a hat on. But then I had to draw a nude from memory. Stark naked.
Yeah?
In Velasquez Square, riding a bicycle.
I'd like to see that picture.
Yeah, but you know what she did when she saw it?
No.
Hit me with her chamber pot. Look, I've still got the scar. Concussed for 2 days.
Oh,
You know, it's a long haul to where I've got these canvases. It'd be quicker if I hired a taxi. Quicker if I hired a taxi.
Where is it? Yeah? That's it.
wish I'd met you 25 years ago.
That lot see you through?
Well, yeah, it's should last be enough to start with.
Well, I shall expect 6 genuine Leicester Turtons by the end of the week.
Yes, Eric.
No more drinking when this is finished.
Oh.
And lay off Madame Lara's.
Yes, Eric.
Oh, this place suit you?
Yes, Eric. It's burnt sienna. I remember the first picture I ever saw, really saw, that is. You know, it's funny, but you can see a picture 100 times, and then one day, when you least expect it, it'll reach out to the frame and claw your eyes out. It was at the Birmingham Art Gallery I'd popped in to get out of the rain, and there was this exhibition on, Dutch. And I saw it, that painting. Renaissance it was. Merchant and his wife, all dressed up in their Sunday best, standing there in their front parlour, all the good furniture on display, all the best pieces, and a dog. And they stand there, a bit stiff because of their Sunday best clothes, but very pleased with themselves. And there's kind of space all around them. And they hang there in that space, inside that painting, like pike in a reed bed. God, it was like an eye transplant, you know. I walked in with one set of eyes and walked out with another. Nothing like it had ever happened to me.
Well, what did you do then? Did you go out and buy paints and canvases right away?
Oh, no, I started to fool around with a kid's paint box, you know, just watercolours. And then I got ambitious. I started to paint my first really big painting. I used a bit of plywood, the bottom of an old drawer, and just ordinary household paint. But the problem was, you see, I didn't know what to do for the background, so I put in some houses and a church and a corporation bus. They were easy to paint. And then I kind of put in everything that I could draw, you know, a lion, a camel, a pram, bicycle, packet of Craven ale. And soon there wasn't enough room for the portrait of Norma Shearer that it was supposed to be. But I had a real picture. God, you know, that painting by that Dutch fella clawed your eyes right out.
Mr. Shepherd. Mr. Nestor hasn't been in lately.
No, the place doesn't seem the same without him, does it?
You think he's all right?
Oh, yes, he's just away for a few days, that's all.
Is it true that Miss Monica is really his daughter?
Yes, so they say.
I can't believe Mr. Nestor to be married.
Bloody tire's gone again on the truck. We'll have to get a new one. I had to leave the truck down by the market.
Shall I get the spare and go and change it?
Yeah, just please, if you would, Nico, yeah.
Nick, take those through for me, would you? Oh, hello. You're back. Would you like some coffee?
No, thank you.
Oh. Well, good morning. No nice time?
Well, we've seen Knossos and Festus and Zakros and Mount Ida, and if I see another archaeological site, I shall scream.
And there's one thing Miss Turton hasn't seen. Any of her father's pictures.
Oh, well, they haven't arrived yet.
It's more than a week now.
He's gone off again, hasn't he?
What?
The old devil's run off rather than face reality.
Oh, no, I don't.
Well, how long is it since you saw him, Mrs. Shepherd?
Well,
I tell you, he's gone.
well, I could arrange a meeting, I suppose.
When?
Tomorrow?
Here at 6?
Yes, all right.
Very well, thank you. Monica?
I tell you, he's disappeared.
Monica.
Yeah, I don't think you really could have, do you?
I wouldn't put it past him. Do you know, if that old devil's flogged him and gone off whoring, I'll personally geld him. Nesta? Nesta?
We took the liberty of following you, Mr. Shepherd. I hope you don't mind.
No.
He's gone, hasn't he? Isn't that typical? My father spent his entire life running away. First it's from his wife and child, and now it's from fame of sorts.
Unfinished. Wet. May I take this picture?
No, I paid for the damn thing.
Where is he?
Bloody good idea.
In there, Nesta Turton, is there?
Osh?
Huh?
Osh.
Jared.
Look at you. You're revolting. I can't think what Mother ever saw in you.
That's what she saw. I was the first poor bastard to lay her, and she liked it, and she thought it was love. And so did I.
You disgust me. Do you know that?
Monica, sometimes I disgust myself.
Look, Nesta, where are the others?
What other?
The other paintings.
They're all here.
But you told me you could do 3 in a week.
Well, now I can't.
Oh, now look, Nesta, I set it up for you.
I know.
Well, what happened? Why?
He always gives up on everything. He always has.
Why, Nesta?
Just,
What?
It's 17 years too late. I haven't painted for 17 years.
But I've seen you.
Oh, sketches for the tourists, but a real painting, no. First 6 or 7 years I was here, painted my guts out. I sent some home. They'd got something, hadn't they?
Yeah.
I knew it. I could smell it, taste it when I was working on them. Those pictures were stuck to the inside of my eyelids. Priests, cars, ostriches. It was all there.
Yes, it was. All there.
So what happened?
Well, how would you like to go on for years painting and you couldn't give even one away?
Rousseau did. So did Gauguin and Modigliani for years.
No big talent. Oh.
Yes, but you had talent too, Nesta. A small talent, I grant you, but genuine, original. Your own voice. You didn't wait to find out if anyone was listening to what you were saying. You're right. It's gone. I'm sorry, Mr. Turton, but I can't sell fakes. Not even genuine fakes. And that's a fake, Turton. Monica?
How is he?
I poured another brandy into him. He's out cold.
Poor old thing.
Yeah.
Can't be very pleasant. Having your own failure rammed down your throat.
You take it from me, it isn't.
No, it's going to happen to him. It's going to happen to any of us. Yes, I understand. It's what you were leading up to all the time.
Of course.
Why now?
They're setting up a job for you.
What is it?
Arnie, don't tell me things like that. I only know it's important, and for the operation to be successful, they want you.
When?
I don't know. 2 months, 3 months, perhaps. This is just an advance warning, so you'll be ready.
How will I know?
Someone will contact you.
You?
Possibly. That's up to London.
One thing about Nestor.
One.
At least he's got a second chance.
Yeah. Some people don't deserve one.
Is that too much to ask?
I don't know.
Hold me. Please.
Συγγνώμη, μου πουλάς τη γραβάτα σου?
Γραβάτα μου.
Να και τα λεφτά.
Nee? Nee, ik heb vader still.
Any news of Nestor?
Oh, there's no sign of him. Well?
Mr. Pantelis can't see him anywhere.
Well, he hasn't taken a bus anywhere then, thanks.
Well, he's probably at Madame Lara's.
No, sir. She doesn't operate on tick. He's broke.
Where is the old devil?
Drunk. Well, he has a lot of friends.
Yes, but we're the only establishment that gives him credit.
Well, I still think the whole trip's been a complete waste of time.
We've still got 15 genuine Turtons.
Well, what's good? There are only 15.
Well, there are only a few Vermeers in the world, and look what they're worth. Hmm? Still, no need to broadcast that little course. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Morning. Morning. We couldn't go without saying goodbye and thank you.
You're leaving?
Well, we're just going to the airport now. Our taxi's waiting.
Good God.
Do you like it?
It's very striking.
What are you up to, Father?
Oh, well, yes, I'm glad you asked me that.
Well?
Well, I just decided to dress the part.
What part?
Birmingham's Duarnier Rousseau.
What?
I'm coming back to England with you.
What?
Why, Mr. Turton?
Well, in my drunken stupor last night, thanks to Eric's rather indifferent brandy,
Thank you.
and don't mention it, I decided that England was the place for me, to be precise, Birmingham.
Birmingham?
Why?
To visit the grave of my beloved wife, for one thing.
Mother was cremated.
How appropriate. Well, to trample on her ashes, then. And then, of course, there is my public. You have clients who are interested in my work.
Yes.
Well, I think they'd like to see the artist in the flesh. And then there are my paintings. They do belong to me, after all.
Mother left those paintings to me.
They're my paintings.
You are dead.
I don't think so, not permanently. Then I've been looking into that will, you know. I don't think Maud should have cut me out of that.
All right, Mr. Turton. How much do you want?
No, I'm going back home and I'm going to declare that all those paintings of mine that you sold are fakes.
You wouldn't. You would. How much, Nestor?
Look, you're not going to let him blackmail you.
Of course I am, Monica. You know, I'd rather handle a Rembrandt than a Turton. I mean, he's really dead. He can't come back and say, no, I didn't paint that. How much?
Jarvis, you'll go a long way in the art world.
Hope so.
Now, look here, Father. If you think you're going to get...
Monica. What would you say if I came to that school of yours where you teach, eh? What? you should see. Can you see me walking? Teacher. Oh, look at that. I bet no one ever got paid to stay dead before.
You got 50,000 drags there, Nestor. I would look after it.
Yeah. Would you?
Drinks on Mr.
Come on, drink up.
Oh, come on, Lester. You bought drinks for nearly everyone in town.
Oh, I'll pay drinks some more.
Look, save the rest.
Do you sell drinks here or don't you?
Look, why don't you just pass out? It's bad enough to KO an ox.
It's my money good enough for you.
Hey, I want some more Ritzina.
Yes!
You'll be right.
Mrs. Shepherd, your husband doesn't seem to want my custom.
I should think not, indeed. You've done quite enough already. You
What?
can give it
Well, it's my money.
back. You'll give it back.
What? Oh, you know what you are, don't you? You're a gold. Yeah, wife. Oh, don't waste any pain. Oh, little Monica. You're hungry. Hey. I did have the talent. I did.
That's it, Nestor. That is enough. Come on.
Jesse.
Go and keep an eye on him, will you?
Shall I let him walk into the lake?
Yes. But don't forget to pull him out again.